Hello and welcome to PrepEve, where we revolutionize how you prepare for IELTS. I hope we are indeed revolutionizing how you're preparing for IELTS through us and through our channel. So the last few videos were about the range of vocabulary when it comes to the 3 types of letters. I hope you have liked them and you have understood the nitty-gritties of each and everything that is being told in those videos. Today we will be starting with the range of vocabulary for essays. They would be in general. Initially we will be just talking about some of the words and then we will start with the topic specific vocabulary. Before we begin, I want to share some things with you, especially the questions that pop up a lot and a lot of queries come up to me. These are: number 1. Have you ever taken the IELTS test? Yes, I have taken the IELTS test and I have scored a CLB 10. Number 2, are you a certified IELTS trainer? Yet again, it's a yes. Why are you here? To help you guys out and to revolutionize how you prepare for this test. Now, I hope I'm clear. My agenda here is not to confuse you or distract you, but to ease the process, to uncomplicate IELTS. Yes, that's the intention and that's the agenda here. So we will be focusing on giving you the best content, and that we have been doing. Each of the videos that come up on our channel, which is for 10 minutes, takes about 1 hour of preparation, because that's the amount of content filtration that we do time to time. So we look up to different blogs, different resources, and combine only what's meaningful to you and for your preparation. Stay tuned with us, and in case if you want to take the one-to-one personalized guidance course with us, with me or my team, then you can enroll into the course, which is for 14 days, which is conducted on Skype and is for 1 hour each day except for Saturdays and Sundays. We specialize in writing and speaking sessions, and as we have emphasized already, I'll just say it again, that listening and reading is all about a few tips and tricks. Apart from that, everything depends upon your practice. But when it comes to writing and speaking, you need evaluations and you need certain amount of guidance, which we happily provide to you guys. We need to avoid certain things in our life, such as a poor IELTS band score, which is possible when we avoid very in our answers. So we'll understand how we can avoid this particular word when it comes to our writing section. Very bad, very costly, very boring, very rich, very calm, very careful, very cold, very cute, very excited, very dirty. I'm pretty sure each one of you has used at least 4 or 5 of these words in your essays or in your letters. Today I'll be telling you the substitute or a better word to be used instead of very, bad, and each one of these. Okay, so I'll let you know how to showcase the intensity that you're trying to show from this word very, that it's very cold outside. You mean to say the intensity of cold is really high outside. But how do we make sure that the other person understands the intensity without you mentioning this particular word, right? So we can say it's freezing outside, right? Freezing. Isn't it a good substitute for cold, very cold? It's freezing outside. Instead of just saying it's very cold outside, it's freezing outside, right? Similarly, very bad, terrible. So the company is in a very bad state. So you can just say the company is in a terrible state, okay? So instead of saying very bad, we'll replace the word with terrible. Very costly. The watch that that person owns or is wearing is very costly. What can be a substitute for very costly? Expensive. So the watch that person is wearing is expensive or is exorbitant. right? So these two words can replace very, costly, boring. Today's play was very boring, or today's work time was very boring. How do you replace very boring? This is such a common word and it is used n number of times. How can you uplift this word and still convey the meaning that you are trying to convey when you are using very boring? You can use monotonous. I am pretty sure each one of you is aware of this particular word, but we unnecessarily use very boring instead of using monotonous. So this is a good replacement for very boring. Rich. That businessman is very rich or is super rich. What can be a good substitute for very rich? We can write that so and so businessman is wealthy, right? So the substitute would be wealthy. Okay, I hope it's making sense. Not using very, and instead of using these words that I've written with the red marker, uplift your sentence instantaneously. So make sure you do these changes in your subsequent essay writing. Calm. Very calm. When do you use very calm? The atmosphere is very calm in the hill stations. Okay. So you can use the atmosphere in hill stations is serene, right? Serene or tranquil. Instead of saying very calm, or you can use serene or tranquil, right? The next word that we have is careful. What is the other word that you can use for very careful? You should be very careful while riding your bike on the road. So what can be used instead of very careful? You should be cautious while driving your bike on the road. Cautious. That's a great substitute for very careful. Just be cautious. Next one is cold, and I have already told you that we can use freezing instead of cold. I am drinking very cold water. Instead of that, I am drinking freezing water. Or the weather outside is very cold. Instead of that, you can simply say the weather outside is freezing, right? Cute, very cute. You see a kitten or a puppy on the road and instantaneously you would say very cute. Instead of saying the dog is very cute, you can say the dog is adorable. Okay. Next one is very excited. I am very excited to go on a trek. Instead of using very excited, I am enthusiastic. I am enthusiastic. I am enthusiastic to go on a trip or on a trek. Dirty. The ground outside is dirty. Instead of using very dirty, you can say filthy. Okay? Filthy shows the intensity that the particular thing you are talking about is very dirty. So it's filthy. These are some replacements where you can avoid using this particular word, which is very. Instead of using very unnecessarily in your essays or in your letters and even in your speaking sessions, you can replace these words with the ones in the red marker and enhance the vocabulary, enhance the writing or the speaking sessions. So it's important to memorize or substitute simpler words with better and uncomplicated words So it's important to uncomplicate the way you're preparing for your IELTS test, and this is my bit of advice and my bit to contribute to your preparation. I have decided to bring to your conscious mind these words that have been repressed into your unconscious mind. So it's not difficult to learn these words, these are already known to you. I'm pretty sure you have heard of these words, and even if you have not heard of these words, you have some sort of familiarity with each one of them, which is what is the beauty of vocabulary. You don't have to pick PDFs and mug up all the words. You don't have to pick up dictionary, Oxford Dictionary or other sources to memorize all the words. All you have to do is relate to the word, understand what the synonyms could be like and how to use them appropriately in the context of the sentence that you are writing. So from next time onwards, I am pretty sure you will be using expensive or exorbitant instead of using that is a very costly dress whenever you go to the mall, right? So these tiny little changes in your day-to-day life would bring about the change that you want to see in your band scores. So this is what is our intention, and this is what we will be doing in our subsequent lectures, and I promise that you will learn 100 new such words. When I say new, that doesn't mean you wouldn't have heard of them ever in your life, but you will know how to use them and how to replace these words with the most commonly used words. So stay tuned, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends and family who are preparing for the IELTS test. All the very best to each one of you, and stay tuned with us.